Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Let's see if I open this blind if it will make the light better here. Maybe that seems to be better. So there's a message that I'm supposed to film reading for the Crux Starseeds, which is the Southern Cross. And it's basically what I just recently found out Lemuria was named after receiving messages for it for this past year. It's what Lemuria was named after, so we're gonna pull some cards. Today I am gonna refer to the Lemurian booklet quite a lot. I'm using the Lemurian Star Child Oracle by Leanne Carpenter and Michael Kroon. My last reading that I had up, I did not do this, but I just feel like there may be some things that need to be emerged as we have emergence upon splitting the deck through the messages that come with these cards, and I would like to explore that today. I'm going to bring in my Lemurian crystals because I did sleep next to them last night, as today is the 10/10 portal, October 10th. So let me grab those and I'll be right back. Book about the tree of life. So I'm bringing my little citrine and amethyst tree that my mom does. So we have all our family of crystals with us right now. So this is The Lost Civilization of Lemuria by Frank Joseph. And I'd like to read you guys something that I found in here. Let me just find it. Necker Island. Here we go. It's called The Constellation of Humu. But I wasn't going to read this. So many amazing references in here. So, where do I start here? I'm just going to read this and see what it activates within you guys for the Crux Starseeds. Okay, so occasional material evidence for earlier human impact on the Hawaiian Islands is supported by cultural confirmation in the form of navigation methods allegedly inherited from the Mu. So the Mu were like the people of Mu, the people of Lemuria. The Mu were said to have built huge catamaran vessels in which were undertaken the first transoceanic voyages plotted on ingenious star charts. One of their ancient maritime techniques was related to 1891 to W.D. Alexander, a professor of anthropology fluent in various Hawaiian dialects by a Kauai elder, who provided the following sailing directions as useful as they were ancient. So these are the sailing directions that were provided by this indigenous elder from Kauai. So this is what they would say. When you arrive at the Pico o Wakie, the equator, you will lose sight of Hokupa, the North Star, and then Nui will be the southern guiding star, and the constellation of Humu will stand as a guide for you. So let me read that again. When you arrive at the Pico o Wakia, the equator, you will lose sight of Hokupa, the northern star, and then Nui will be the southern guiding star, and the constellation of Humu will stand as a guide for you. So the constellation of Humu was known to Dr. Alexander and his culture as the Southern Cross. In the night sky, it forms a T configuration. So like this. And this is huge because in Lemuria, this was their symbol, and I'll try to find it in here and show you. This is what's carved onto all the rocks in the Pacific, is this T. So in the night sky, it forms a T configuration, which, according to James Churchward, was the national emblem of Mu. The Tau, and that's what they called it, the Tau, the T symbol. The Tau is a picture of the Southern Cross, he wrote. The reason for its adoption as the symbol of resurrection was, when the Southern Cross appeared at a certain angle in the heavens over Mu, it brought the long-looked-for rain. With the rain, seeds in the ground sprang to life, drooping foliage revived and sent forth fresh shoots upon which flowers and fruit grew. Then it became a time of plenty and rejoicing in Mu. Life had been resurrected. A viable connection between the Hawaiian Himu and Churchward's Tau through the Southern Cross to the lost motherland seems inescapable. Should I read this too? I feel like I should read this because this came through my last reading, if you watched my last reading. So I'll read this part and then I will get into the reading. But isn't that amazing that once you hit the equator, which is also considered like the navel, like the middle of the world, you lose sight of the North Star, and then the Southern Cross, the crux becomes the new guide. The crux becomes the new guide for you. So that's what they would follow. And it brought them rain. They worshipped it, basically. So one of the most provocative pieces of evidence on behalf of drowned motherland was traced by Mark Williams to Honolulu's Bernice P. Bishop Museum, the renowned institution for Polynesian archaeology. On a tip, he learned that its basement archives contained a chart of the world, compiled at the behest of Hawaii's last reigning monarch during the late 19th century. It was alleged to have some references to Mu. Following a prolonged search among the dusty records, the old document was found and spread out for Williams. It is a large and colorful rendering of the Earth's surface, he explains, with lands denoted as rising or subsiding and showing an enormous continent between Fiji and Madagascar called Lemuria. The map is signed Rex Kalakua and dated 1886. That preceded by 40 and more years popular books about the lost continent by Brown, Churchward, and Spence, none of whom suspected the chart's existence, judging from their works, which make no allusion to it. An accompanying manuscript, part of the Marquis Papers, reports that the map was drawn by an unnamed ship's captain, whose handwritten journal also survives. In it, he describes Pacific geology, stone ruins, and dozens of islands together with information about their myths and native populations. We are on the threshold. Now this is huge, guys. We are on the threshold. Listen to this. We are on the threshold, the anonymous author concluded, and Lemuria may be rising again in all its glory. And Lemuria may be rising again in all its glory. Williams was amazed that an obscure, unpublished manuscript could contain the precise detail used repeatedly in later accounts of the sunken Pacific continent. But the identity of the captain died with Mr. Marquis, who was the French consul in Hawaii around 1900. So it's just, it's amazing. And these Mu people, they were super secretive. They kept a lot of things to themselves. They said they sat in silence. What they knew in silence. Yeah, it was kind of like their motto. Like secrecy was their motto. And their very name forms the expression ho'umu, to sit in silence, to refuse to answer, speechless, according to the Hawaiian lexicographer Mary Kawani Pukui. But it's just really interesting that this ship's captain, this unnamed ship's captain wrote, "We are on the threshold," and that Lemuria may be rising again in all its glory. And that's just amazing to me because these are the messages that I keep getting. And we're going to end there because, I mean, I could just read this whole book to you because it's that good. But I want to get into the reading. It's just, that should activate some things and make sense to some things all on its own. It just makes sense to me now why I've been receiving so many messages about crooks. And it hasn't just been crooks. Like with crooks, it's also been Christ consciousness. Okay, so we have travel and key to your freedom. Okay. And like I said, I'm going to go off of like what I see arise upon splitting the deck. I'm just going to see, and then we'll go deeper. But I do feel Crux is coming through very strongly right now, and it has a lot to say to you. For each of you hold different keynotes to this in your own blueprint. And if you're drawn to this, there's a reason why. Purity, arise purity and synchronicity. And today is a 10/10 portal, if I hadn't mentioned that. It's October 10th. Huge portal day when I'm filming this. Forgiveness, heaven on earth. Grown. Tree of life. Tree of life. Our tree of life. Sit right there. It was like known as the tree of life. Like, I read something about that last night too. If I find it, I'll insert a picture of it. There's a lot coming through right now. Lemurian egg. Oh, let's see what these are. Blessing and indigo child in the reverse. Beyond the soul path. Okay, let's get 2 more cards. Family of light. Ships of light was below that card, just letting you guys know. And we have Arcturians here. And we have Lakshmi with the star children. And cities of light in the reverse. Oh gosh, and this one wants to come out. And wait, okay. So much breathing. Okay. So I think we got our spread. It's pretty huge. It's like not even contained in this reading. We're going to put heaven on earth at the top here, as I feel like that's fitting. And we're going to do cities of light, breathing here, and we'll put way of pearls at the top. I feel like that one's significant. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so right off the bat, the first message is traveling is your key to freedom. To travel is your key to freedom. Arise in your purity and discover the synchronicities. Forgive yourself and others so you can be shown these cities of light. Make sure to breathe through these being presented to you. You are grown. The tree of life is grown, but the Lemurian egg is about to birth. This is a blessing beyond the soul path. You are mostly, most of you are probably indigos, indigo children, star children. Your family of light comes to you now with all this innate wisdom. The Arcturians are also here to show you a bunch of different healing techniques that you can do with pure white light and your DNA, sacred geometries, and the star children. They're being born at this time and will be in the future years to come, and they are our cosmic inspiration and our guiding lights, and they're literally being birthed out of the lotus flower here if you look. So we anchor in heaven on earth through purities, blessings, being who we are, and following synchronicities. Yeah, this is a time to trust because this is a huge time of growth, but through the way of the pearls, this card. So the travel says inner and outer journeys, believe in yourself. There's big shifts happening. And your key to your freedom is healing your inner child, creating your own inner safety, and having self-kindness for yourself. I'm going to read this travel one. Okay, right upon, I flipped to the Arcturians here in the glossary of this book, and it says Arcturians from the Arcturus star system, or Boots constellation, very high vibrational beings who assist humanity with their insight and healing. They work with sacred geometry and can help us to clear malignant implants, close portals, and remove karma. And I feel like a lot of people are working on this right now. Let's see where they're wanting me to read the Key to Freedom card. So let's read this. Let's get into this. And then we'll do the travel. So the key to your freedom. Say, I let go of the past as light and love floods my whole being. I am home. So this one says, Lemurian Star Child, a doorway of love and light is before you, a portal to the new earth where you walk your life purpose. Your inner child wants to give you the key of the door, the key of love, balance, and surrender. It is your clarity, care, and compassion that allows you to use this key. Because to soar to great heights, you must also honor the depths within. Your inner child asks you to embrace feelings because they are the vessel through which its messages flow. Have you been feeling sensitive, or would you like to get in touch with your sensitivity? Can you observe your emotional reactions and also feel the playfulness and innocence? All of these states are messages from your inner child who is getting in touch with you. Do you feel that the key to your freedom is hidden at all times? Be the parent to your inner child by balancing action with receptiveness. Take walks in nature, find moments of rest and inner peace, and explore your creativity. By harmonizing your masculine and feminine aspects, you create a space in which you can receive your inner child. See now this golden turquoise door that reminds you of Lemurian oneness. Can you remember that you already walked through this door many times, and that it is your birthright to do so? In many dimensions, you are already on the other side. Visualize that you are there, and that many emotional issues are being healed effortlessly. And that many emotional issues are healed effortlessly. You are invited to open this door once again to fulfill your destiny. Your higher self tells you how to fearlessly walk through this doorway of the open heart. Remember the flow of your true nature. Remember the ease and freedom of walking through any doorway you like. Would you like to know the secret of this door? Try to open it by pushing and pulling it with force. This is like trying to resolve life issues with control and effort. You don't see the key if it's hidden. You don't see the key if it's hidden in a clenched fist. It can only be found in the open hand of your inner child. Lemurian Star Child, walk through this doorway of freedom now and accept that your world is changing radically. You might feel like you are going from black and white to color, from thinking to feeling, from mental chatter into the heart. Now you are seeing the beautiful colors of Lemuria and feeling the divine flow of oneness, as if you are a dolphin or a mermaid in the ocean. Let these experiences come to you, and do not resist the healing that comes on your path. It is through the healing of your wounds that you integrate your child aspects and that you discover your true nature. Wow, I'm loving this. Meditation. Embrace your inner child and ask it what it needs before the door opens. Give it reassurance and love until it feels completely comfortable to give you the key. Knowing that your old life is ending and being ready to part with it, you open the door. Through the door, beautiful Lemurian colors start to stream in. This is your conscious connection with God, your felt wisdom of oneness. Breathe in the beautiful colors of Lemuria and let these colors cleanse your energy. To walk through the door is to walk into maturity. It is to see that there is really nothing to fear or even to be angry about. You are now accepting these emotions as a truth that once was, as an earlier incarnation of yourself. These earlier incarnations show themselves more and more as you let go of fear. They can be from your childhood or from past lives. Bring love and compassion to these earlier incarnations as they show themselves. By showering these incarnations with love, the fear cannot sustain itself. Allow it to collapse by being in your light. The truth is that fear is an illusion that scares you away from parts of yourself so that you don't feel your wholeness. Allow all these parts to reintegrate into wholeness. You are ready to close the door behind you in divine timing. Let go of the past and embrace the light. Let your heart shine as yourself. And the affirmation that you can say is, the love that I am as part of the Creator is bringing me my inner child back to truth. I love that so much. I love that so much. Let's read the travel card. No, they want me to read the Way of Pearls card. Way of Pearls, okay. This is liminal space, new energies, trust, a time of growth, beautiful outcomes with new shimmering energies and healing. The Way of Pearls presents as a shining path of light that leads me through uncertainty. You are always guided, Lemurian star child. Sometimes in subtle, sometimes in obvious ways. Drawing this card means that you are guided by pearl emanation, and that lightness and vibrancy indicate the direction of your heart. Do you feel you need to know more about the future? Would you like to look in a crystal ball? The Way of Pearls helps you to see the beauty and wisdom of the step that you are taking right now. As a Lemurian star child, you are beyond space and time, beyond all judgments and expectations of the mind. The Way of Pearls shows you multidimensional wisdom and clarity through its great beauty. In your hands is not a crystal ball, but a beautiful pearl that is given to you by your Lemurian guides. This etheric pearl shows you not the answers that the mind would like, but connects you to your heart where you find a bigger vision and purpose. Gently, a soft voice starts guiding you into this loving connection. When everything of certainty and clarity is out of reach, seeking for the clear vision of crystal ball for clarity and clear knowing is understandable. However, if we look deeper, we find we are already on the Way of Pearls, and softly a gentler light is calling us. Shimmering hues of palest rainbow glisten, mesmerize, and enchant rather than elucidate. Yet, somehow it does not matter. In this soft and beautiful radiance, the questions are fading away. The Way of the Pearls is a root for growth, a root of growth, starting as an attempt to ease our discomfort with any certainty seems hidden. The fear of uncertainty is the grit, yet even though we quickly realize that turning this way and that for answers just aggravates, turning inwards has taken time. When we do, though, we find our own sensitive and caring hands, our own soothing balm, and lo, our healing really begins. Today we realize that the perfect grace of an infinite omnipresent lover has been guiding each of our beloved footsteps within and without and through our heart's faithful response. A divine alchemy has occurred, creating an exquisite combination of delicate softness and strength within us. Not only that, we find an enchanted holy path ahead of us, and on our hero's quest we have unveiled our radiance, which is now blessing the world. The last shifting sands that made our pearls slip through the narrow neck of time, and a new era is begun. The old need for 2020 foresight does not apply in this. The age of love, of presence, and in this, our new life, beginning as it does without death's intervention or the dawning of veils of forgetfulness. Our exalted rebirth heralds that a clear and gentle light of purest clarity is now dawning throughout creation. All are being invited to leave behind the density of misaligned creation and misidentification forever, to blissfully reawaken to the returning true frequencies of Eden. As they weave lovingly through our consciousness, gently awakening every particle and layer of our being. We are becoming like birds of the air, light and free. Allow the bird tribe to guide you on this journey, both physical birds and bird beings of light. They are ascended beings who want to teach you about spreading your wings. Allow yourself to fly into the template of New Lemuria, on the new earth where you create shining trails of light within the highest vibration. My mom actually sent me a text message last night about standing on the wings of the eagles. It was Isaiah. I'll list it down here. I can't remember. But yeah, blue avians have been coming through so strong, and the messages of the birds, if you've been watching my readings, that's been coming through a lot this year. Affirmation you can say is, I allow the gentle shimmer of the pearl to remind me that even in the middle of change, I am blessed, I am guided, and just need to turn within to feel the love that seeks to heal me. This is so profound, you guys. So they want me to read the travel card, and I think then I'm going to end there, because I feel like I basically said all that needed to be said within just the words that are on these cards. it's going to come together and make sense for you guys. And these main messages that I'm reading now are the main ones that you need to hear. So the 3 messages, the ways of pearls, key to your freedom, and the travel. So now I'm going to read the travel card to complete this reading. Your light family constellation. The group of light beings around you form a beautiful circle, like a great constellation of stars you see in the night sky. They each have an individual energy that complements you, heals you, and guides you on your path. Together they form the collective that is your light family. You are taking your place in this constellation of multicolored sources of light. That I just was drawn to. That wasn't the travel card, but dang. So much coming through. It's like so much. Travel. This is inner and outer journeys. Believe in yourself. Big shifts. All is frequency. You are your intention. Find peaceful solutions by connecting with higher self. Oh my gosh. My dragon guide has come to take me on a spiritual vacation. Do you guys see that? Okay, this is really profound because I was talking with a soul family member and we were talking about the dragons of Lemuria. Now, these are the good dragons. These are not the draconians, which these are good dragons. These were dragons we had in Lemuria. They are rising again. So you might see dragons turn up in a lot of different things, messages about them, pictures. You might see them in the clouds. You might even see them physically, etherically. Because they're definitely coming back to the forefront and making themselves known, and you'll see. Okay, so my dragon guide has come to take me on a spiritual vacation. So it says, travel with your dragon guide to elevate the vibration and burn up anything that is not buoyant. Heavy emotional frequencies, mental struggles, and magnetic connections with others are dissolved now so that you can easily lift off and follow the dragon's flight. Can you allow your travels to take you out of your comfort zone? Your guide takes you to Lemuria to show natural frequencies of light. Abiding in vortices of light, you feel completely relaxed, connected to nature, in an elevated state. It might be different from the average trip, but surely you can get used to it. In Lemuria, you are naturally sensitive to the energies of the land, and sometimes the land invites you to travel to energy vortexes. Your dragon guide leads you to these sacred places that purify and inform you energetically. Spiritual travels don't take you away from yourself. Have you felt hesitant to go inward? Being on a vacation from the density of the mind, you can now easily see energies that are part of your inner world. Your guide will be able to take you through these energies to rise higher and higher in vibration. What has been coming up for healing in your life? What patterns have been playing out in your relationships? Your dragon takes you through the fire of these energies and passes through the heat without any problem. Follow the dragon on this path of immunity, which is supported by its wings, which allow for rising higher and higher in frequency. The dragon then takes you into the caverns, places where you can go deeply into subconscious archetypes, aspects of your healing that you were previously unconscious of. This gentle being sits by your side to support you in your healing process. Allow this healing journey with the dragon guide. Receive this love and wisdom. Can you feel how liquid light pours into your heart when you connect to your dragon guide, or tears of joy start streaming down your cheeks? When you connect to a guide, you connect to your intimate family that you have known for and loved. When you connect to a guide, you connect to your intimate family that you have known and loved for lifetimes. Open your heart to this remembrance, this recognition. The dragon takes you higher and higher in vibration to show you its home. It's so weird, you guys. I just literally had a flashback of this. Like I was in a cave with a dragon. That was cool. Okay, I'm just going to continue reading. Okay. To show you its home, which could be on Earth or on another planet, or even in the Sirius star system. Being welcomed in the home, the heart of the dragon, is such an honor. Receive the highest blessings from this guide, for they are your highest blessings. Allow the dragon to teach you about travel and about fire. The fire element has a seemingly extrovert motion that fuels the body. However, by turning inward, you add a new dimension to your travels, a new kind of wisdom. The fire now leads to internal combustion that makes you travel higher and higher in frequency. By combining outer travel with inner travel, you greatly enrich your being, and you weave the grid lines across the new earth. Allow this multidimensional information to touch your heart and your being and to greatly enrich your life. If you are planning to travel physically, allow your dragon guide to be with you at all times to give you clarity and information. The affirmation for travel. As I travel the worlds within and without, I naturally attune to the pristine divine blueprints, the crystalline grids, the elemental kingdoms of light, the etheric realms, and to my many brothers and sisters of the heart. This is like so intense. I just feel like there's a whole new plethora of knowledge and memories being awoken and remembered at this time, especially on this day. Definitely take time to meditate, sit with these energies, with these cards, and let me know what spoke to you during this reading. Let me know what spoke to you during this reading in the comments below, what stood out to you, what you think you might do with this knowledge and this these influences of energy. And what you thought. I love you all so incredibly much, and until next time, I'll talk to you soon. Bye guys.